I have a distinct memory from when I was 17. I was sitting in my living room. It was so incredibly bright. I couldn't even see anything on the TV, even if I wanted to game or something. But I just finished high school. Summer vacation was there. I had 3 months until my first year in college. It was pretty much a really, really big transitional period for me. And as I sat there, I was trying to think of what skill I would like to develop as an adult. I was like, I have this time ahead of me. Why don't I develop a cool skill to make me a cool adult? So guitar, that's what I thought. I was like, I'll just pick up guitar. So I bought a guitar, taught myself guitar, and you know what? I wrote a few songs. I even played in a few talent shows back to back, and I have no regrets. I taught myself a skill, and sure, I don't have a guitar here in the UK. I haven't played it in a bit, but I can still actually pick one up and play a lot of the stuff that I had taught myself way back in the day. And it helped me find a love for ukulele and piano and making music. So I really don't have any regrets. So I guess in a way, it was a good decision for me to pick up guitar back in the day. But I've been making YouTube videos consistently on this YouTube channel for over 13 years. That's over a third of my life, coming up on half of my life. And of those, 9 years have been spent uploading every single Sunday. I go on about it quite a bit. Haven't missed a video since March 2014. Rain or shine, no matter what's going on, I always do that. Part of me just really wants to make sure I at least make it until 10 years. For some reason, it's a double digit. That's nice. But my decision to make videos every day was never algorithmically decided or anything. It was pretty much just because I liked making videos, but I wanted to develop a system for myself so that I'd make more of them, so I could share more of what I wanted to say. And so I thought, line in the sand, new video every Sunday, easy. I can just do that and make sure I stick to that, and then I'll make more stuff. And you know what? It bloody well worked. But that was when I was 24. I'm now in my 30s, and things are, well, quite a bit different. I'm a completely different person than I was when I was 24. Those of you who've been watching me for that long, how? The content is just completely different. I'd like to think just this face, which is a bit different. I have long hair at the moment. Who is he? But if you've been watching my videos for any amount of time, you'll know just how much of a hook the concept of a streak is for my dumb baby brain. Oh, you can do this more times in a row, and then you can't stop because you get rewarded with a tiny dopamine hit? Sign me up. I'm coming up on my 7th year anniversary for learning Spanish and/or German every single day. Because there's a streak aspect. I meditated every single day in 2020 because the app I was using had a 365-day streak award. And you know what? I got the award. And then when I missed a day afterwards, because there weren't any awards after that, they just took all the awards away. Excuse me? The award is in my heart, which is up here, I guess. But I also daily vlogged every day of my life in 2010 just to do it. The videos are all private, but yet again, the memories are there. I really like the concept of a streak, and yet it feels like the concept of a streak is past Evan having good intentions to build future Evan up, when in reality it's almost as if he's imprisoning future Evan with his decisions forever. Don't guilt trip me, man. I gotta do this because you did it in the past? And it's not like I'm doing bad things. It's not like I'm like, I don't know, streak, do drugs. Like, it's more like streak, do yoga every day. Well, that's pleasant, isn't it? How could that be negative? See, I think most of the issues here come from the fact that I am someone who desperately wants to do everything, but refuses to admit that he cannot. You see, YouTube has been the thing that has been a bit more heavy on my mind than usual, mostly because, well, I'll go back to back with a couple bangers and I'll be like, oh my gosh, people are really interested in the content I've got to make. Hell yeah. And I'll spend a lot of extra time developing a new style. I'm so excited. Oh yeah. And then I'll have a flop and then another flop. And then the burnout just hits. And all these big projects, all these big videos, ones that I'm researching, ones that I know people will be really interested in, that I'm really passionate about, overwhelm me. The feeling of working super hard on something only for it to just not be seen because it wasn't interesting enough, because I did a bad job, or maybe because the thumbnail or the title wasn't good enough. It overwhelms me. And so then I just slink back and I just try and make sure I have something every Sunday. But at the end of the day, it almost feels sometimes as if I can never fully be caught up. I feel like you might be watching this video or watching my channel at any point and going, this guy, he seems like he's got his act together, he's got all these other things, but God, it feels like I'm performing a horrible juggling act, and you're looking going, this man's good at juggling, and I'm like, you know, I just trying my best to keep everything in the air, and then I just go, let's throw another other thing in. I'm like, why? Why? Because it'll help. Will it? It feels like Sisyphus, you know, pushing the rock up the mountain, except in the end, it's me every 7 days putting out a new video thinking this will be it, and then the ball rolls back down. Oh, now I gotta do it until next Sunday, until next Sunday, until next Sunday. And so I don't have time to work on these big videos, these big things I care about, because I've always got to make sure I've got something every single Sunday. And those also, because the way that I do it now, it's so much more difficult than it used to be. You know, I care so much more. I write a lot more to make sure it's like fleshed out the way I want it. I edit it with a new style that I develop. And by the time I do all that and the time I have allotted, well, it's now Sunday, upload time. Next week, repeat the process. I'm really not ahead of myself very often at all. And I know what you're thinking. Evan, this sounds like a classic case of just get an editor. You don't like your job. No, I think the big issue here is that I really do. Like I said, I want to do everything. And so I love the writing part. I love the editing. I like that I'll make a video idea and be like, oh, I know how I can make this better. And I'll just spruce it up. I get to make this amazing, beautiful creation and make a new editing style. I don't want to offload that to someone else. Sure, it takes a lot of time to do all that, but I love it. Well, I can't do everything. And I'm always at ends with this. I want to do everything. I can't do everything. And so, thus, the stress, the anxiety. Sure, I have had editors in the past for about 2 years on and off. I'll give some one-offs and then I have time to work on a big video, but then it'll just make me want to edit the videos more because it almost feels disingenuous. Maybe because I'm such old school YouTuber at this point. It feels like instead of saying, hey guys, I made you this beautiful cake. It's fresh from the oven. It's me going, hey guys, I popped down to the old Sainsbury's and I got you a cake from there. I don't know who made it. You know, obviously that's wrong. And you're thinking, Evan, that's a silly thought. I know, but sometimes it's really hard to convince the brain of this type of thing. It doesn't help that when I decide, let's say, to stop doing one of these things, it fills me with such an immense feeling of failure. Like, for instance, I don't know if you knew this, you probably didn't, but I'd been streaming for about 4 years. Can you believe that? No, I had on average, on a good day, maybe like 20 viewers, but I did it because I enjoyed it. But then over time, I realized I wasn't enjoying it as much, but I kept doing it because I had always been doing it, and God, did that make me feel worse. Like now it's not just a failure to me, I'm failing all these other people if I decide to stop. It's such a public thing of, well, I tried and I failed. And that's not who I am. I keep going, I keep trying. I literally am the streak king. Am I just gonna fail and just give up? I don't give up, even if it's better for me. Ironic. Like, for instance, obviously I've got all the stuff I'm doing on my main channel here, trying my best to make interesting content all the time, but I also really love uploading travel vlogs, which if you've seen any of them, you must be like, well, of course you do. You're not doing it for the views. I mean, I literally don't care. I love when people watch videos over there, but I also understand that I'm not making them for other people. I'm making them for myself. I go too far out of the blue. I literally shoot every single clip on my travel channel flat and then hand grade it, even though it takes an astronomical amount of extra time because I love it so much. I love being able to be like, oh, look at this clip. Look how beautiful it is. Look at that dynamic range. Oh, it's so nice. So when I can watch it back, I can be like, wow, I had an amazing time on that trip. Oh, it's so beautiful. Yes, I could cut all these corners and make it less, but once I like build something up, it's hard for me to put it away. I remember at one point I asked Philip DeFranco, why haven't you uploaded in 4K? I'm such a big fan of having my eyes be blessed with the glory of 4K resolution. And he said, oh, we tried it out, but the workflow didn't work for our team. Imagine being able to make decisions that like are difficult and also allow you to go, this would be positive, but it has negatives, pros and cons outweighed. I just go, no, what do you mean? I've already added this. I can't put it away now. Like, I just can't imagine a world where I'm not caring so much about this. It's almost like I've opened the doors of, oh, video quality, oh, audio quality. And I love it. I just want to throw that out there. I really much do. But I'm, yet again, just one person. And I feel like that's the main thing that I'm butting ends with here, as you can see from my hands. I'm butting ends with it. And it's something that I do have to eventually relinquish control and find a way to work with an editor, maybe allow myself to do edits on top at the end so that I really make myself and my brain feel like I'm crafting a beautiful piece of art, even if it is just a standard Evan Edinger video about a language learning app or something interesting he saw in the news. I really make a big deal out of things that aren't a big deal. Welcome to my life. But at this point, I feel like I financially can't really support an editor to help me make more content because I need to make more content to make more money, to pay for the editor, to help me make more content. It's very much a catch-22 that I'm very much stuck in, and I need to make that leap, but it is scary. And in fact, I actually tried to do that earlier last year, and I had a friend of mine, and he was gonna work for me 3 days a week, and I was like, this is so great. And then I failed them. I couldn't give them enough content. The way that my mind works, I couldn't get enough done to feel like he had enough work to do, and then in the end, it wasn't just something I'm really good at, failing myself, now I'm failing others. How exciting. Why would I ever invite other people to join in on my failure? No, I will take that for me, thank you. So, it's just difficult. This bit's for video editors. I feel like my life is very much like a Final Cut Pro timeline. You know, you've got your A-roll, those are the big things I really want to focus on, but you barely see it because it's covered with the weekly B-roll bits. And by the time you get those little A-roll bits, they're also covered in graphics, which are like, I don't know, my light bulb just broke. Gotta try and figure out how to fix that. That's standard adult stuff. But the issue is I'll have so many different things, so many different layers of things that I want to do, and anytime I don't do all of them, have you not practiced piano today? Have you not done your yoga? Have you not meditated? Have you not done your language learning app? Hey, you told everyone you do a Skillshare course. When is the photography prints coming? All of these things building up to the point where it's like a constant nagging feeling of failure. I'm not good enough. I can't do everything. And pause for plane. So I guess this video is just that I'm struggling a bit at the moment, and it feels like every time I'm very honest about this, it helps me. Just being able to express things, rather than keep it inside, always makes me feel a lot better. So get it out there. But because of the work that I do, because this is what I do for a living, I'm able to compare me expressing my feelings with myself from many years ago. Watched a video from 2016 where I was going through a transitionary period of moving out of houses, not feeling like I had a home, and I'm like, damn, he was so relatable. This video comes off like a big wine fest to me. Like, Past Evan always gets all these thumbs ups from me, and I never give them to myself, I guess. Why am I speaking in YouTube speak? I've unsubscribed from myself. The algorithm does love it when I'm in pain, so hooray! And it doesn't really help that I'm watching a lot of YouTubers all the time with like really big teams make these really great productions, and me constantly going, why can't I do that? And instead of the reasonable conclusion of being, well, you're just one guy, you don't have a team, it's no, it's because I'm not good enough. Well, if I cared more, I could do this. Why don't I? Why don't I spend more time? It's not the team, it's not the person, it's me. I'm never good enough for anything, and it's just excruciating sometimes. And listen, it's not always like this. Sometimes I feel like a well-oiled machine. I feel like the successful juggler, and everyone's like, look at him go, and I'm like, hoo, hoo, hoo. Just at a low point of the wave right now. Just gotta catch the next wave up. I'll be fine. But I just, like I said, I feel like being honest about this makes me feel so much better, so much more freeing not to just keep it to myself. If anything, I'm just happy that I lasted this long. I've been making videos for so long when so many YouTubers have come and gone. So many friends of mine have started and then they disappeared. And that's fair. Everybody has their own life and everyone has their own path that they're meant to go on. But I mean, I don't even know why, if you've been watching me for this long, you are. This channel is so different. I'm not making the same stuff. My initial success was really thanks to lots of friends and YouTubers that supported me, that came on my channel. We talked about different interesting topics that I brought up, and I was like, hell yeah, I love that. But then after COVID happened, pretty much, I don't talk to much anyone that I used to. There used to be such a big group of friends that we'd all hang out, we'd go to parties, we'd see each other. It'd be like such a nice little group of people. And it was one of those things you take for granted, I guess, at the time. But it just doesn't happen anymore. And you could go, oh, well, that's the inevitability of getting older, or that's what happened when COVID, that happened with my friend group and whatnot. But I don't know, it just feels more, my brain is telling me it's a bit more insidious than that. Like, it's very much, it's not the case with other people. It's the case with me. I've been, I don't know, maybe people are bored of me. Maybe like I said, I just don't feel like I'm good enough. The interesting part about this is I'd actually written a song about this concept. This is the thing I really wanted to write a song about. I did, and I need to get it produced, but that's the same thing I'm battling with, because going to get a producer, trying to get this song made, is me admitting, yet again, well, it's because I can't do it myself. I can't produce it. I'm not good enough to do that. I can't take the time to learn it because I got too much stuff. Am I going to throw on music production skill into the list of things I can do? I'd love that. I feel like there's so many people that I see in the media that are able to do all these things, and I want to be that, but I just can't. There's too many of the things I'm trying to do, and just makes me so frustrated. And I guess that's the same issue why I haven't got a full-time editor or something, because I just hate the feeling of giving up the control and being like, I can't do this. I hate admitting that. I want to be able to do it. So I just fail publicly, I guess. So I'm not even looking at the lens anymore. I'm just breaking YouTube rules, I guess. That moment when I was 17 in that brightly lit living room, interesting contrast to the cloudy one I'm currently in, but I was a blank slate. And without knowing it, I was defining myself and choosing what I valued in life, which was learning new skills and I guess trying to pick up things that would make me cool. These days, I'm not really trying to pick up new things to make me cool. I'm just trying to pick up things to be like, I hope this will fix me. But it never does. I like to view myself as failing constantly, but with an upward trajectory. I think that's good. You always appreciate those YouTube videos where they try and pretend to turn the camera on and stutter a bit at the beginning, because it adds that level of authenticity, not thinking there's a giant light, there's a microphone. I'm lighting a potted plant back there for whatever reason. Just one of the things I actually enjoy. I really enjoy the details, so I just can't not sometimes. Some things I can't give up. And that's okay. Maybe I should have added more B-roll.